Hello, Algebra 2 students. Mrs. Bell's class, if you're looking at this test, Unit 1B test, then I have some accommodations and interventions for you and hopefully some clues to get you started and get you on your way. I can't work these problems out as it's a test, but I could give you a little bit of guidance on them. It says to identify the choice that best completes the statement or answers the question. And so number one, you had $199, but you are spending $3 each day. What algebraic expression models this situation? So you are, starting out with that $199, you're spending $3 a day. So that $3 is going to be multiplied by how many ever days, and you're spending, so it's going away. So think of the operation that would mean, taking away or going away $3. Coming from that $199, taking away that $3, and that's $3 every day, so it's multiplied by days. So what would represent that in your A, B, C, or D? What inequality represents this sentence right here? The product of a number and 5 is no more than 8. It could equal 8, but it's not more than 8 at all. So it's going to be everything less than 8, and it could equal 8. Product means multiplication. Okay, so we have them all multiplied here. That's going to be why you have n next to 5, because that's the product of 5 and a number. And remember, no more than 8. So it could equal 8, but it's not going to be any more than 8. So it's going to be, everything 8 and less than. So look for that in your A, B, C, or D. Short answers. Combine like terms. What is a simpler form of each expression? So here you have to do the distributive property. I'm going to take -3 times -4. That's going to give you a positive number, y. And then -3 times the positive 3. -3 times positive 3 gives you a negative number. And then you're just going to bring this plus 7y down. That's not your last step. Make sure you put your y's together, your combined like terms. And then you'll be done, okay? And you'll bring that, you'll have a constant there too, a number that you'll bring down with it. For number 4, evaluate u divided by z plus x times y squared. All you're going to do is plug in these values for u, z, x, and y. So this goes in for the u, 20. 4 goes in for the x, -7 goes in for the y, and 10 goes in for the z. So just plug those in, rewrite the problem out, and then work it out. You can use your calculators. What is the solution of this equation? So this actually equals 5, so you could actually figure out what y equals. First of all, you got to do the distributive property. 3 times y is going to look like 3y. 3 times -5 is going to be -15. So you're going to have 3y minus 15 plus 2 equals 5. Now you're going to combine like terms. You're going to isolate the variable, solve for y, get your answer. Number 6, is the following always, never, always, sometimes, or never true? So when you're working this out, combining like terms, if it equals the same thing, if you have something on this side of the equation and something on this side of the equation, and they equal each other no matter what you put in, it's, that's going to be an always if you have the same thing on each side. If you have something that, comes up weird, like 3 is equal to 10, that's never true. If you have something that is not going to be equal. If you get one number, like, x equals 5, then, that means, yeah, sometimes it would be true, okay? So figure out your always, sometimes, or never for number 6. We have some graphing on the back of that page. Solve the inequality and graph the solution set. So what you're going to do is you're going to subtract 2 from both sides, and then you have 5r is greater than or equal to, 16 minus 2, and then you're going to have, divide both sides by 5. Just isolate the variable, in other words, and you'll be good to go there. And then go ahead and graph that. For number 8, what you're going to need to do is the distributive property. So 4 times 4b is going to be 16b. 4 times a positive 2 is going to be a positive 8. And then you're going to have to, get your b on one side, isolate that variable, and figure out what b is greater than or equal to, or if it becomes less than. If you have to do any switching around, just solve for b there and graph that. Solve the compound inequality and graph the solution. So you're going to have, this is an and. So you're going to have, once you solve for x on this side and solve for x on this side, you're going to be shading in between two solid dots. Remember, this is solid. By the way, for these up here too, this is going to be a solid dot. This is going to be a solid dot. This is going to be solid dot, because they could equal whatever value you end up with. X could equal that. So, and this is going to be in between two values. You're going to shade in between. For number 10, you're going to be shading things going in different directions. And these are going to be open circles because they can't equal it. See, there's no equal sign, half an equal sign underneath the less than sign or the greater sign here, okay? All right. So go ahead and graph those. Another sometimes, always, or never. If you, take a look at when you get x on one side of the equation finally, what happens? Is it where you put any number in, it will always work? If you put any number in and it will never work, or if there's just, one number that will work sometimes, that will be your sometimes. So solve that for number 11. Absolute value. Solve the absolute value equation. Remember, you're going to take x minus 2 is going to equal 1, and you're going to have another problem over here. X minus 2 equals negative 1, because the absolute value of 1, what you could put in here is a 1 or a negative 1. So in here, the x minus 2 could equal 1 or it could equal negative 1. So you have to work both problems out in order to get those two answers that could go in there. Same thing with this. Your 3x plus 1. You're going to put no solution right here. So I'm giving you an answer. I kind of slipped out here. Because no absolute value could ever equal a negative number. Okay? So you're done with that one. No solution on that one. Okay, so solve these inequalities. What you're going to do is you're going to take this 2x plus 4 out of the absolute value and say it could be greater than or equal to 28. You're going to rewrite it over here. 2x plus 4 could be less than or equal to negative 28. Okay, so make sure you do the correct two problems for that. Same thing for this one, for number 15. You're going to take 2x plus 7 is less than or equal to 13, the way that the sign is now. And then you're going to have another problem. 2x plus 7 is greater than, so you're going to flip it, greater than or equal to negative 13. Okay, and then solve for x and graph it. And then you have the bonus. A fruit stand charges $3 for 4 pounds of assorted fruits. How much would 20 pounds of assorted fruits cost? Okay, so, you would have to figure out what that variation is, and then see what happens when you plug in the 20 pounds and figure out how much those assorted fruits would cost there. So that's a bonus if you so choose to do that. Hopefully this helps, and good luck on this test.